It's fantastic to have you here again on Gist Nigeria, brought to you by the BBC and Channels Television. And here we track stories online in the news and unpack what they mean for everyday Nigerians. I am Wale Fakile. We begin with our top story. Across communities in north-central Nigeria's Plateau State, residents are reeling from a Palm Sunday attack that shattered the calm of Angwan Rukkuba, a university community where gunmen opened fire, killing at least 28 people. In this story, Gist Nigeria's Mercy Frank examines how the violence exposes the fragility of peace in Plateau State and why understanding these recurrent clashes is vital for Nigeria's broader stability.
A night heralding the Holy Week, the most sacred week in Christianity, shattered by gunfire.
All I believe is that the blood of promise will not go in vain.
In fact, in my life, I least expected that what happened to Angwan Rukkuba will happen.
Not a two-fighting situation. It was a situation of clear act of terror.
Let me assure you that every necessary measure is being taken to apprehend the perpetrators and safeguard lives and property across the state.
Why is the past not a source of lesson for us?
Witnesses say the timeline was between 7 and 8 p.m. on Palm Sunday when terror struck Angwan Rukkuba, a sleepy university community in Jos, capital of north-central Plateau State. Gunmen pulling up, opening fire on anything, anyone.
I was at the market when my landlord's son came running to me, asking me to come home immediately. I asked him what had happened, and he told me that my husband has been shot in front of our house.
We now saw the intervention of the security. So we now start following up, and then we tried to follow them, but their guns were good guns. Let me say that. That was how we started picking our corpses.
As at the time of filing this story, the gunmen remain unknown and at large. In the absence of any group taking responsibility for the mayhem, suspicion is having a free rein.
As it is now, nobody, even the security agency has come and nobody has come out to say clearly these are the reasons why this happened. So I will appeal that we wait until investigation is done before we conclude.
I've reached out to many Muslim leaders myself, and many of them have indicated a willingness for us to work together to make sure that things do not escalate.
Plateau State is known for its cool climate, rocky hills, and rich farmlands. Home to over 4 million people with about 50 ethnic groups living side by side. But beneath this beauty lies a history.
Jos has a colonial history. And that colonial history is tied to tin mining. People across Nigeria migrated to Jos, and in that process of migration, after tin mining, they saw Jos as a place where they could live.
In 1976, late Nigerian military leader General Murtala Mohammed carved out the plateau from Old Benue Plateau. Thereafter, tensions began over the land and political rights between indigenous groups and settler communities.
As far back as 1994, when Jos North was divided into three, Jos North, Jos South, and Jos East, and that decision by the Babangida administration created a huge backlash in terms of how it hampered community relations across identity lines.
In 2001, what started as a dispute over a local government appointment quickly spiraled into 6 days of fighting in the capital, Jos, leaving at least 1,000 people dead and 50,000 residents displaced. In 2004, the violence migrated to Yelwa, a predominantly Muslim community in northern Plateau. Over 700 people reportedly died. A 6-month state of emergency was declared, and the then governor, Joshua Dairie, was suspended by former president Olusegun Obasanjo. In 2008, fighting breaks out again in Jos between Muslim and Christian youth, recording 700 deaths and over 10,000 displaced. Analysts say 2010 was the deadliest year in the plateau. In January alone, up to 500 people were killed in 4 days of fighting. In March, the Dogo Nahawa massacre claimed over 300 lives. On Christmas Day, twin car bombings in Jos killed nearly 80 people. Boko Haram claimed responsibility that between 2011 and 2018, rebel attacks intensified across the state. Fulani herder farmer clashes spread to Barakin Ladi, Riyom, Basa, and Mangoloku government areas. Entire villages were razed. Hundreds of deaths recorded each year, with thousands more displaced. Between 2019 and 2025, Plateau State did not know a single year of peace. From the 32 villagers killed in January 2020 to the 200 who died across 17 communities on Christmas Eve 2023 to the 52 slaughtered overnight in Zika village on Palm Sunday 2025. Numbers from Amnesty International indicate 2,632 deaths in the state in just 2 years before gunmen arrived in Angwan Rukkuba this Palm Sunday. The data suggests that over the past 25 years, Plateau State has seen over 6,000 deaths and displacement of at least 60,000 people. Some argue that the numbers could be higher.
These crises usually do not start as religious crises. They start as normal conflicts, riots, by different varying political components in the state.
For their losses, we cannot replace human beings. But whatever we do to give them minimum comfort, we will.
Nigeria has committed an estimated 32.88 trillion naira to defense over the past 15 years. Past Plateau State governors have received an estimated 39 billion naira for security votes alone, spent entirely at their discretion with no published audit. From Operation Harmony in 2002 to Operation Enduring Peace in 2025, Nigeria has sent soldiers into Plateau State under 6 different operations over 2 decades. Yet, on Palm Sunday, gunmen still walked in, opened fire, and walked out without being tackled.
First of all, the strategy that the government have put in place to prevent reoccurrence is not working. If it was working, there wouldn't have, the circle would have been broken.
We have convened a State Security Council meeting to review and reinforce our security architecture, ensuring it becomes more proactive and responsive to emerging threats.
It's not about boots on the ground. It's about the kind of boots, the quality of boots, and the relationship between these boots and the conflict.
So when you have the military embedded with the community all the time, even the mobile police, they shouldn't be seeing all this, every little thing they come. They would lose the respect.
The revenge and counter reprisal attacks as the circle goes on. So that's just the pattern it has been.
They may be in denial, they may be in shock and disbelief. There's a sense of numbness or emotional detachment, a difficulty processing what has happened.
Plateau State is not a footnote in Nigeria's economic history. It grows 90% of the country's potatoes, feed tables as far away as neighboring countries, Chad and Ghana.
They are a major producer of the vegetables, the potatoes, tomatoes, cabbage. These are things, carrots, things that we buy every day, such that these are things that when the prices go up, it impacts everyone.
The state has also lost its tourism luster.
The landscape of Jos Plateau is beautiful, right? It's supposed to be a tourism location. So if we're talking about attracting liquidity, dollar liquidity into the nation, that is one place that actually has major prospects in making that happen for us.
You can't go to the places you used to go to. You can't engage in the activities you normally do.
Everyone is walking in fear, and you don't even know where you would be, and anything can happen.
Even my family was not encouraging me for me to be in the Jos.
When I see how people are being killed, I feel terribly bad.
I feel tired and I feel sad at the same time.
We must break it together.
For a people who have had rehearsed promises, seeing more troops deployed and curfew that outlasts bank holidays, what does peace really mean?
Justice is number one. When I mean justice, I mean we should put an end to impunity.
I am going to UJ to go and give food to students that are still stranded in school. So if I don't see securities there, I don't know if I will feel safe.
The government should show up security, and be precise.
Experts and stakeholders say lasting peace in Plateau State would require more than hurried speeches and window dressings.
It is important for the intelligence and security agencies to investigate with a view to fishing out the perpetrators.
The solution is in organizing the locals to form a formidable security network. Train them, equip them, arm them to protect their communities.
Access to mental health care is extremely important, and so government must ensure that these individuals are catered to by trained counselors and trauma-informed professionals.
For now, residents remain on edge, watching their backs at every turn. In the end, experts say the real deal isn't about whether or not the plateau will burn again, but about the commitment and political will to douse the first spark before it metamorphoses into another fireball. Mercy Frank, Gist, Nigeria.
Desperate times calling for radical strategies there. In moments like this, what do you think communities need most? Justice, truth, or reassurance? Let us know your thoughts on X at Gist Nigeria TV. We'd like to hear from you. And still to come here on Gist Nigeria from the BBC and Channels Television. Ethiopia unveils